Hi, welcome to MediatorPodcast.com, a podcast and video series about mediation, negotiation, and collaboration. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I provide online valuation, divorce, and mediation services in St. Louis, Missouri. In this week's episode, we will discuss the benefits of divorce mediation, co-parenting, child support, and future expenses with Erika Englund. She's a family law attorney in California, a trained divorce mediator, and founder of Divorceably. Currently, she's also the CSO of Support Pay. I'm sure you've had people have kind of emotional outbursts and stuff during mediations, right?
Oh, it's so interesting. I would never have pegged myself to be someone who deals with emotions all day. But it's fascinating in mediation because we don't really ask people what they want. We ask them why they want it. And that never, I should say, almost never happens in litigation. Litigation is, what's your position? What are you after? Mediation is, what's your interest? What would you like to see happen? What are you afraid of? What worries you about that result? If that doesn't work for you, can you think of something that does? So the discussion is so much broader, and we see a lot of emotions come out, but then we also see those emotions are validated. And it's not very different from a 2-year-old who wants the red cup, and they are screaming because they want the red cup, and the parent is giving them a green cup that is just as good as the red cup. And that's not going to do it, because I'm not implying people divorcing are toddlers, only that all of us at times have emotions that are unmanaged, and we cannot move forward and really even move into our thinking, human, functioning executive brain until those emotions are acknowledged. And mediation does that in a way that can be really hard to find in litigation. But it also is not a therapy session. I think people are afraid that we sit around a candle and kumbaya and talk about our energy. And some people might, in fact, that sounds cool to me. But in my process, it was in an office and it was on track. And we talked about things because they brought us to a goal. Wasn't really endless, needless emotional drama. Just enough really to find out, well, why do you want that? And then how do we get it?
Well, and in your analogy, let's say you were giving the person the green cup, but they wanted a red cup. And the mediator is to come back around and say, yeah, but for, some sort of amount, we could paint that cup and that cup would be a green cup. Like, it's still available. It's still there. It's just that you're looking at it as it's totally discounted because it's not exactly what you want. Whereas maybe it is what you want. It just needs to be a little bit different. So I think, and that's where the mediator is just trying to get you to look at different ideas, different ways that
absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's just hard when you want the red cup, and that is where your expectations were, to imagine anything else. But there's a million alternatives, and it's so great to be able to just say, like, wow, you really wanted the red cup and you're angry that it didn't work out that way.
Well, and I think that also when we talk about choices, the reason why I have kind of continued in divorce is because I just think it's a choice. I don't think it's good or bad. I think that everybody has a choice to be happy, and being with somebody is happy for a while, and maybe it's not, right? But in that choices, I think I will hear a lot of people say, well, I didn't have a choice. They said I could have the red cup, or they were just giving me the green cup and I didn't have a choice. And I think we have to backtrack people a little bit and say, no, you had a choice. You just didn't like the choice. And you didn't want to choose that because it was a green cup. But you couldn't step back and say, wait, I just needed a cup. Like I was just trying to have, and we see this a lot in houses. A better analogy is like, I just want this house. We grew up in this house. We've raised our children. It's all my children know. And it's like, okay, but what if you could have a similar house in that neighborhood, maybe even a better house? Like, what about that? Like, could it be a better house? And then you get them starting to think of like, oh, maybe I don't want the house that has all the memories in it. Maybe I do want to start new.
And maybe I want that house a lot, but I can't afford it at all. And this is one of the areas I love the CDFA, because they can come in and understand someone's emotional attachment to the house, but then also break down, how do we effectuate a buyout and pay your spouse's interest? Can you cover the maintenance on that house? And ultimately, is this where you want to be in a year and 5 years and 10 years? And they come back so empowered. They're like, oh, I saw all the different cups. And what I actually figured out is what I really need is a tall, thin cup. That's what I liked about the red cup. And I can actually find that somewhere else. So it's really kind of getting beyond what do you need into why do you need it? And it frees this world of choices for people. And then they feel so empowered. It's a really amazing thing to watch.